Welcome back. BVarsity live in the house with Stockdale Golfers, Blake Bourell and Brandon in. And as we were mentioning before the break, the postseason for golf coming up, a couple of league tournaments left. And then you have the area. Then you have the individual, individual section championships, then the team section championships. Or I have that backwards. Team first and then
area
individual. Yeah.
at Buena Vista, right?
Right.
And then you have team up at Valley Oak, and then individuals right here in town, right down the street at Sundale, which is kind of cool.
There you go. And
You didn't know that?
Obviously you
No,
go
it's
into
actually
regional
at
and
BV
state.
now. They switched it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it's still on the section website at Sundale. So it's out of Buena Vista. So you got two postseasons out there? Okay.
So that's an important tournament or important course to master, I guess, out of BV.
Yeah.
Good thing you guys have probably played it a bunch.
Yeah.
Now your home course obviously is Seven Oaks, but knowing the schedule and knowing how it's going to go, I mean, I don't know if there's any way for a golfer to peak at the right time. I mean, you just have to stay consistent, right? How do you approach a postseason?
Just keep practicing a lot, basically, and yeah, that's about it.
How about you, Brandon? You missed this chance the last couple of years, so this is kind of your one shot for as a high school golfer.
Yeah, it's just you keep practicing. Hopefully your game stays where it is. You fix whatever flaws you have, so you're strong enough to play during it.
As Trevor was mentioning during the break, the team championships are up at Valley Oaks in Visalia, which
Fly Central of the world.
Yeah, happened to be the course where you guys shot that 360 we mentioned earlier. So that bodes well maybe for that round. I mean, is that a course where you just felt comfortable, or maybe it was just a good day? I mean, do you feel like that 360 or something close to it is repeatable?
Oh yeah, I think we can do better than that, honestly.
Love it.
What did you like about that course, Brandon?
You could pretty much. It's not wide open, but I was comfortable hitting my driver everywhere. It's not a long course either. So you have a lot of shorter clubs in, and it's the greens are really nice to putt on.
A little bit like North Kern in that way, that it's kind of open. Is that fair comparison?
Yeah, it's more narrow than North Kern, but
what
it's
isn't?
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Seven Oaks.
yeah. How about you, Blake? What did you about Valley Oaks? What stuck out to you about that?
I like it because, that day I was hitting my driver really good, and my wedges. So if you're hitting both those good, you could easily go low there. You don't have to hit too many long irons, really. I think I only hit a club over a 5-iron 3 times, maybe.
Yeah, because they've only got a
Yeah.
couple dog legs. I mean, it is pretty straight and narrow there, too, for the most part. Right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think they got that one dog leg that comes off and then goes left, kind of round.
18?
Around a water, I think, on the far side. So you can't overshoot it, I think. I don't know. I've only been there once.
You sound like somebody who's like a 29 handicap or something.
I am a 29 handicap. Thank you very much.
Hey, that was a compliment. You're probably 39.
No, I actually used to be like a 14 when I used to play a lot.
Oh, see, well, then you're better than I am. I'll stop talking
But
now.
that was also like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. So for you guys, Brandon, individually, so you signed to Cal Poly yesterday. Right. Talk to us about that moment when you go from not playing this sport for 2 years to...
And wondering if you ever played again.
Yeah,
probably.
to signing to a college program and a very good golfing program at Cal Poly. Can you talk to us about that moment, how that kind of transpired?
Yeah, I was playing over at Ojai Valley in SC PGA tournament, and then I was playing with this kid in the we weren't one of the final groups, but we were playing, and he already committed to Cal Poly, so the coach was out there following him, and then he followed probably 10 or 11 holes, talking to my parents the whole time, and then he was asking why I wasn't signed anywhere. And my parents told him that I had the injury for 2 years, and he was saying he wanted to talk to me after the round, and then he offered me a scholarship that day.
That day.
Wow. That day, and he told me to come by, visit their school, and all that stuff.
And not very many visits to Cal Poly go poorly, I would imagine, because it's a pretty picturesque location and cool school. Were you sort of a fan of going over there to the beach and stuff like that? I mean, do you like that area, know that area from beforehand?
Yeah, I love the Central Coast. Like, my sister lives over in Irvine area, so she's right next to Newport. Mm-hmm. But San Luis Obispo is a completely different area. It's more quiet and seems more reserved.
Yeah. And Blake, you mentioned during the break to us, Bakersfield College is it for you, and you had a chance maybe for CSUB, but decided I'll play 2 years at BC and then see what my options are after that. What I guess I just answered my own question. But,
Yeah,
But what went into that decision?
I mean, I don't want to commit 4 years there at CUCB. I want to get a chance to maybe leave Bakersfield. It's just if I work as hard as I can those 2 years, see where that takes me. I'm sure I could play some D1 school.
And we're going to let Trevor, your junior college soapbox is available again, my friend, if you want.
No, I think I said it with Brandon. I mean, I love the idea of the junior college. Well, and it's you know, I don't know how much transparency, but Chris and I are going through some financial planning stuff, and we're talking about, you know, building a college fund for the children that we will eventually have. I'm getting married in August. You know, one of the things is that, you know, you look at it, if a high schooler isn't dead set, they know exactly what they want, you don't have to go to a 4-year college right afterwards. Junior college is such a great asset for people to get their general ed out of the way, maybe grow up a little bit, and whether it's athletics or just academics or just finding yourself, it's such a fantastic way to go. And like Kristen, I mean, she's got a degree that's going to take her for the rest of her life as an X-ray tech from BC.
I
yeah.
will say I would have been unhappy to only spend 2 years at my 4-year school versus 4, so that's the flip side of it. But
Sure.
I mean, yeah,
and
I
get
see what
that.
you're saying for a kind of your in between sort of. You know,
Yeah.
am I especially for an athlete, am I good enough to go to a 4-year or should I go to a D2 or an NAI or whatever? Junior college is a fantastic option. So that's certainly what you chose, Blake, and that's obviously you know, going to work out for you and be a solid choice. Stockdale as a team, what do you guys have to do to go? I mean, I know the ultimate goal is to win another title. You started your career at the title. You'd like to end your year with the title. You weren't on the team, I guess, your freshman year, but you were a part of it. You were practicing with them. How often do you guys talk about that and think about it? Or is it more, let's just focus solely on the next tournament and keep playing the way we are, and then we'll get there when we get there?
Yeah, it's everyone. It's mainly our 4, 5, and 6 guy. Those guys are what's going to determine it for us.
No pressure or anything, guys.
Yeah, no pressure. But
A little bit of pressure.
yeah, you just have to work. You can't think that far ahead. You have to just get your game better to the point where you could play well, stay consistent, and hit really accurate shots.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 is you two and Deer Patel, and then 4, 5, 6 is Michael Chang, and who are the other two guys?
Michael Chang's our number 3.
Number 3.
It changes every week.
Yeah,
Okay.
it changes every week. But
Yeah, there's Nick Kaiser trying to keep you guys on your toes, right?
Yeah.
All right, so how exciting is this for you guys to know that you guys have been so consistent? How many other teams? Obviously, you guys played against Clovis West outside of Kern County, where you guys, you know, Liberty gave you guys a fight yesterday, losing. You know, you beat them by 3 strokes. Can you give us a kind of an outlook of what you've seen from the north section, Clovis West, Buchanan, those schools?
Buchanan's actually really good. They beat us at our own invitational at Seven Oaks by like 2 shots, so they're definitely on our radar. Who else?
It's them.
Clovis
West. Clovis North is pretty good too. They have a few good players.
So when we're talking about, you know, Valley Oak again, I mean, we're talking about a really good day of golf.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. In the D1 Boys Championship, there is almost always a team that you didn't necessarily expect to put up a score, and at the turn, you're looking at the scores and you're going, "Wait a minute, they got a chance too." A Bullard or a Liberty or somebody who maybe hasn't beat those teams consistently throughout the year, but on that particular day, don't always win it, but they're going to throw a challenge, you know, towards the front runners.
Well, and
too.
it always comes from that guy who is averaging an 86 all year, and then comes around the turn and is at 32, and you're like, "Whoa, something special can come here." You guys feel like that's where it comes from? How often do you guys on the course, I should ask you, how often are you guys on the course kind of thinking about, Blake, are you thinking about what Brandon's doing, what Michael's doing, what Deer's doing?
Oh, yeah. Every time I see them on the course and I get a chance to ask them what they're at, I always ask them.
And does that pump you up when you hear that they're doing well? Does that pump you up to do better? Or
Oh, yeah.
if they're having a bad day, do you lend your hand to them and say, "Oh, I got to pick this up too"? I mean, it goes both ways on that, right? If they're doing bad, you want to help them out. If they're doing good, you want to help yourself out,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's the fun part about it. Golf can be a very individualistic sport when you guys are doing this as a team. Does it make it, Brandon, more fun for you out on the course when you're doing with these 5 or 6 other guys?
Yeah, it makes it more interesting for sure. Instead of it just being yourself, like you don't really care what anyone else in the field's doing, but then you have 5 teammates that are like around almost every hole by you. Then you stop and you'll talk to them and see how they're playing, and it's more motivation for the whole team, I think.
Trevor, we only have a couple minutes left. I want to take a chance. What else is going on prep-wise this week? I know big SYL baseball game on Friday, Tehachapi and Independence up in Tehachapi. Also, Stockdale Liberty Tennis tomorrow.
Today, actually, I'm gonna.
Today's Thursday.
I'm gonna cruise right over to campus right after.
So
this.
that's a big one in the SWYL, and also SWYL baseball. Stockdale plays Centennial this week. They're looking to.
That's this afternoon also.
Stockdale in the spring sports just seems to always have it together.
You guys do really well on that. So obviously we're on the heels of Arcadia Invitational, which was last week. Nick Zandy's another Stockdale. Geez, I mean, feels like we talk about you guys all the time. Took third overall in the decathlon. Curtis Threckeld, even with a pulled hamstring, a grade 1 hamstring pull, took 11th in the Invitational.
Patriot Games next week?
Patriot Games are next week on my birthday.
Yeah, there you go. So I think the last SWYL mini meet was last night.
I'd be remiss to remind everybody, Dennis Hicks, who was already the state leader in the triple jump from Liberty, took second overall in the triple jump, only lost to a guy out of Kentucky. At the Invitational, going almost 48 feet in the triple jump. So, I mean, it was rain-soaked, but that was a lot of fun. If you guys never seen Michael Norman run, if you guys ever get a chance to watch that guy out of Vista Marietta, holy cow, that guy is an incredible athlete. You'll be seeing him in the Olympics in 4 years.
Yeah, well, maybe even this year. No, probably.
Nah, he won't.
Probably not this year. But yeah, that's track and field's fun, and we're getting into that, and we'll get into that more in the next month as well. So spring sports starting to wrap up. Brandon Blake Bourell, thanks for being here, guys. And
thanks for having us.
Good luck the next few weeks as golf gets into the postseason and other sports do as well. We'll be right here every step of the way on BVarsity Live. Check us out in the Californian, Bakersfield.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all BVarsity Live. And next week, next Thursday, we'll see you right back here. For our producer, John Farrand, for Trevor Horn, thanks to our earlier guest, Megan Shane, and Brandon Jones, and to these guys, Blake and Brandon. We'll see you next week, everybody.